From action hero to romantic lead, Liam Neeson has captivated audiences for over 4 decades. But his real-life love story is more heartbreaking than any Hollywood script. The Irish actor, known for his commanding presence in films like Schindler's List and Taken, has experienced profound love, devastating loss, and quiet romances that rarely made headlines. Behind the stoic exterior lies a man shaped by tragedy, loyalty, and an intensely private heart. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of Hollywood's most enigmatic romantics. Now let's dive into the full romantic history and meet the women who were part of this unforgettable journey. Before Liam Neeson became a household name, he found love with someone who would become one of Britain's most celebrated actresses, Dame Helen Mirren. The two met on the set of John Boorman's 1981 fantasy epic Excalibur, where sparks flew immediately. Mirren was already an established stage actress, while Neeson was the rugged Irish newcomer trying to make his mark. Their chemistry was undeniable both on and off screen. For nearly 5 years, they were one of the most intriguing couples in British theatre and film circles. Mirren has spoken openly about their relationship in interviews, describing Neeson as a gorgeous man and admitting they lived together during their time as a couple. However, the relationship ultimately ended because neither was ready for the commitment the other needed. Mirren has said she wasn't prepared to settle down at that point in her life, while Neeson was looking for something more permanent. Despite the breakup, they've remained respectful of each other, with Mirren later stating she has nothing but fond memories of their time together. It was Neeson's first taste of a high-profile Hollywood romance, and it wouldn't be his last. In the late 1980s, Liam Neeson briefly dated one of America's most famous faces, Brooke Shields. At the time, Shields was transitioning from child star to serious actress, having already survived intense media scrutiny throughout her teenage years. Neeson, meanwhile, was building his reputation with powerful dramatic performances. The relationship was short-lived, but garnered significant media attention simply because of Shields' celebrity status. Details about their romance remain scarce, as both kept things relatively private. What we do know is that the pairing didn't last long, likely due to their demanding schedules and different life stages. Shields was navigating the complexities of early adulthood in the public eye, while Neeson was laser-focused on establishing himself as a serious actor. The relationship fizzled quietly, and both moved on without much public drama, a rarity in Hollywood. One of the most unexpected romances in Liam Neeson's life came when he was cast opposite the legendary Barbra Streisand in the 1991 film The Prince of Tides. Streisand, who also directed the film, was 15 years his senior and one of the most powerful women in entertainment. Despite the age gap and the professional dynamic, the two began a passionate affair during production. The relationship was intense but brief, lasting only about a year. Neeson has been diplomatic about the romance in interviews, while Streisand has occasionally referenced it with fondness. The pairing raised eyebrows in Hollywood, not just because of the age difference, but because Streisand was known for her larger-than-life personality and control over her projects. Some insiders suggested the relationship couldn't survive once filming wrapped and real life resumed. Nevertheless, it remains one of the most talked-about chapters in Neeson's romantic history, proving that love doesn't always follow a script. Before Julia Roberts became America's sweetheart, she was briefly linked to Liam Neeson in 1988. The rumored romance happened during Hollywood's golden age, when Roberts was on the verge of superstardom and Neeson was steadily climbing the ranks. Details are murky, and neither party has confirmed or extensively discussed the relationship publicly. What likely happened was a brief fling or casual dating situation that never evolved into something serious. Both were ambitious, career-focused individuals at pivotal moments in their professional lives. The timing simply wasn't right, and they went their separate ways before the media could turn it into a major story. And then came Natasha Richardson, the woman who would change Liam Neeson's life forever. They met in 1993 while performing together in a Broadway revival of Anna Christie, and it was, by all accounts, love at first sight. Richardson came from theatrical royalty. Her mother was Vanessa Redgrave, her father was director Tony Richardson, but she was determined to forge her own path. Neeson was immediately smitten. They married in 1994 in a small ceremony, and the Her love story became one of Hollywood's most genuine and enduring romances. Together they had 2 sons, Michial and Daniel, and built a life that balanced stardom with normalcy. Richardson continued her acclaimed stage and film work, while Neeson's career soared with roles in Schindler's List, Michael Collins, and later the Taken franchise. But unlike many celebrity couples, they prioritized family above all else. Friends and colleagues described their relationship as deeply affectionate, full of laughter, and remarkably grounded. They were that rare Hollywood couple who seemed truly, authentically happy. Neeson has said that Richardson made him a better man, and that she brought lightness and joy to his naturally serious demeanor. Then, on March 18, 2009, tragedy struck. Richardson suffered a traumatic brain injury during a skiing accident in Quebec. What initially seemed like a minor fall turned catastrophic. Neeson rushed to be by her side, but she never regained consciousness. She was taken off life support 2 days later at just 45 years old. The loss devastated Neeson. In interviews since, he's spoken about the profound grief, the challenge of raising 2 teenage boys alone, and the way Natasha's death fundamentally changed him. He's described her as his great love and has said he still feels her presence. For years, he wore his wedding ring, unable to let go. Natasha Richardson wasn't just a chapter in Neeson's romantic history. She was the love story. In the aftermath of Natasha's death, Liam Neeson eventually tried to move forward. In 2010, he was linked to Freya St. Johnston, a British public relations executive. St. Johnston was accomplished in her own right, working in London's competitive PR industry. The relationship was kept largely out of the public eye, which seemed to be exactly what Neeson needed during such a vulnerable time. By all accounts, St. Johnston provided companionship and understanding as Neeson navigated his grief. She wasn't looking for fame or publicity, and she respected his need for privacy. The relationship lasted about 2 years, but ultimately it became clear that Neeson wasn't ready for something serious. He was still processing his loss, still raising his sons, still figuring out how to exist without Natasha. The split was amicable, and St. Johnston quietly returned to her life in London. For Neeson, it was a necessary step in his healing journey, even if it didn't lead to lasting love. Around the same time period, Liam Neeson was also briefly linked to Australian actress Laura Brent. The two reportedly met through mutual friends, and there were sightings of them together in New York and Los Angeles. Brent was significantly younger than Neeson and was working to establish her own acting career. The relationship, if it was ever truly serious, didn't last long. Neeson was still deep in his grieving process, and jumping into new relationships so soon after Natasha's death proved difficult. Brent eventually moved on, and little else is known about their time together. It seems to have been more of a brief connection than a serious romance, another step in Neeson's complicated journey through loss and loneliness. Ruth Wilson, 2012. In 2012, rumors circulated that Liam Neeson was dating British actress Ruth Wilson, known for her work in Luther and The Affair. However, these rumors never gained much traction, and neither Neeson nor Wilson publicly confirmed any romantic involvement. It's possible they were simply friends or professional acquaintances whose relationship was misconstrued by tabloids looking for a story. Given Neeson's preference for privacy and Wilson's similar discretion about her personal life, the relationship likely never existed beyond speculation. It remains one of the more mysterious and unconfirmed chapters in Neeson's post-Natasha romantic timeline. Perhaps the most surprising rumor came in late 2012 when British tabloids claimed Liam Neeson was dating Pamela Anderson. Yes, that Pamela Anderson, Baywatch icon and tabloid fixture. The story seemed almost too unlikely to be true, and indeed it probably wasn't. Both Neeson and Anderson dismissed the rumors, with Anderson stating they were just friends. The supposed romance appeared to be entirely fabricated by media outlets eager to pair Neeson with someone headline-worthy. Nevertheless, the story circulated widely, proving that even the most reserved actors can't fully escape tabloid speculation. It was a bizarre footnote in Neeson's romantic history, memorable precisely because it was so improbable. Throughout the 2010s, Liam Neeson was occasionally linked to various women, though most of these connections were never confirmed. There were whispers about businesswomen he'd been seen dining with in New York, an unnamed mystery woman photographed with him at a film premiere, and several aught. Her unidentified companions at charity events. The truth is, Neeson became extremely private about his personal life after Natasha's death. If he dated, he did so quietly and away from cameras. Some reports suggested he went on occasional dates, but wasn't seriously involved with anyone. Friends close to him have said he struggled with the idea of fully moving on, feeling that any new relationship would somehow dishonor Natasha's memory. These years represent a period of solitude and reflection for Neeson, a man learning to exist in a world without his soulmate, while still being present for his sons. Current status and recent years, 2020 present. Now in his 70s, Liam Neeson has been remarkably candid about his relationship with love and loneliness. In recent interviews, he's admitted that he's gotten used to being alone, though he hasn't closed the door on finding companionship again. He's spoken about how difficult it is to date at his age, and how he sometimes feels it's too late for another great romance. Still, Neeson remains one of Hollywood's most respected actors, continuing to work prolifically while maintaining close relationships with his sons. Whether he finds love again or chooses to honor Natasha's memory by remaining single, one thing is clear: Liam Neeson's capacity for deep, authentic love is undeniable. Liam Neeson's romantic journey is a testament to enduring love, profound loss, and the quiet strength of a man who loved deeply and lost tragically. From the passionate early days with Helen Mirren to the soul-crushing loss of Natasha Richardson, Neeson's heart has weathered storms few can imagine. Unlike many Hollywood stars who parade relationships publicly, he's chosen dignity, privacy, and loyalty to the memory of his late wife. His story reminds us that behind every powerful on-screen presence is a human being navigating love's highest highs and lowest lows. Whether he finds love again or continues honoring Natasha's legacy, one thing is certain: Liam Neeson's romantic story is one of Hollywood's most touching. But next up, George Clooney's bachelor years and the women who almost landed Hollywood's most eligible bachelor, before Amal changed everything.